Good morning, YouTube, and welcome back to Ferris Farming Organic. Today, we're going to do some row crop cultivating. Oh yeah. Well, someone got this tractor all dirty. What an absolutely beautiful morning. As I said earlier, we are row crop cultivating. This is a 3-sweep John Deere, I guess custom built row crop cultivator. I know I've done videos in the past, so this is actually an 85.6, 856 John Deere cultivator bar, and then we added on an extra 10 feet on either side. Can you stop beeping at me? Dude, every time you get a John Deere tractor, before you insert your credit card to turn the screen on, it just beeps at you so much. Anyway, this is it's custom built. We added on 10 feet on either side, an extra wing. That way we have 60 feet. That way all of our implements are the same. Give you guys a quick little walk around. So there is these big sweeps on the back. Well, on this one there's only one since it's an outside row, but there's 2 little sweeps up front and then one in the back. Now this tractor and cultivator setup is kind of the, I would say, flagship or signature pairing of our farm, since we use it probably the most. Now we will do anywhere from 2 to 3 passes with this tractor and or this cultivator. We do have other variations of row crop cultivators, such as like single sweeps with sugar beet shields and stuff like that. We also have a few 5-sweep row crop cultivators, which I'm sure if you scroll back to last summer, you can see a video of that. I forgot my caffeine in my truck. I feel like a teenage girl every time I drink one of these in the morning, but you know what? Judge me all you want, they taste good. Anyway guys, there is some rain in the forecast. It's not great chances, but Thursday I think there's a 70% chance, which take it as you will. I think the weatherman's gonna be wrong. I think we're just gonna get a little shot, but honestly we could use it. I think most bean fields, or I know all bean fields, have been blind tine weeded. I'm hoping we can get a laser weeder in one of the fields of beans here pretty soon. We just switched to another field of corn with that. And all of the cornfields have been worked up, or something has ran across them at least twice, whether that was blind tine weeding and row tine weeding. Which, if you watched the last video, you'll know what those are. Anyway, let's see if this puppy works good. So with the stage that this corn is in, we're really only able to go about 2.8 to 3.2 in most spots, but this corn looks pretty good and pretty clean. There is a little bit of weeds in the center of the row that I'll take out, but I think this is going to work good today. I'm having a grand old time. When I get to this end, I'm going to start doing the headlands.
Okay.
In the past tine weeding video, we talked about how many times we had gone across these fields. So this field was actually blind tine weeded twice, row tine weeded once, and now it's being row crop cultivated for the first time. And as you guys can probably tell, this field looks pretty clean, and that's kind of the goal. Now I hope people don't take this the wrong way, but my goal and kind of our goal, my personal goal, is if I have a field that borders a conventional farm that has the same crop in it, our goal is, and my goal is, to have our field look no different than the conventional guy. Now that is a pretty lofty goal, since we don't spray chemicals on our fields and conventional guys do. We use cultivators and hand weed, so there's a lot more labor that goes into weed control on an organic farm than there is a conventional farm. Now, I'm taking nothing away from conventional farmers. I think all farmers are important. I think what all farmers do is we're all trying to do the same thing, trying to grow food for people and trying to raise crops and provide for our families. But you don't find too many organic farmers with a lake house, and there's a reason for that. I'm not sure how many organic farmers watch this channel. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe all of you guys do have lake houses, but I sure don't. I could probably bring like a kiddie pool and put it in front of my steering wheel and call that the beach. A real note, this field will probably get cultivated at least 2 more times, I would assume. If the weed pressure stays down, maybe just once more. But we'll probably run across this field 2 more times in a row crop cultivator. I think I mentioned in last video that I don't really understand conventional farming, because I've never done it. So if there's a conventional farmer on here that does spray and is spraying right now, please comment down below what you're doing and why you're doing it. Because I've explained what I'm doing, so I feel like it's fair that you guys explain why you're doing what you're doing. I'll get out here when I fold up and show you guys how I adjust this cultivator. Max and Sam have them set pretty good. Excuse me, Maverick and Iceman have them set pretty good, but there is a few things that I can adjust from the cab. Now obviously I can adjust the tilt of the 3-point, which is right there, and that just kind of tips it back and forth. But as you can see, it's working pretty good. So really the only other thing that you can adjust on this cultivator are the gauge wheels. And this little crank right here, if I crank it, the wheel will go down. Crank it the other way, wheel goes up. And that just allows if the gauge wheel's up higher, obviously the cultivator shanks can go down deeper. I'm sure you guys noticed I wasn't taking out the tracker. It was very good, so I deepened those a little bit, taking it out real good now. I wonder if I open this window how much dust is going to fall in this cab. Not very much. Yeah, look at that, pretty cool stuff. Farming. I will say there's very few smells that are better than freshly turned dirt. And right now I'm really enjoying this. I actually really am. And if I wasn't getting dust in the cab, I'd probably leave it open. And if the wind's going the right direction in the next field, probably gonna open that back up because I like the way that smelled. That was kind of weird. Anywho, back to cultivating. We're doing the end rows right now, so should be done with this field here pretty soon. I mentioned earlier in the video there is chances of rain, so we're gonna try to get through this field. Obviously we'll get done. It's 8 o'clock. We have another field that's about 140 acres. We're getting about 20 acres done per hour, so with 2 cultivators, 40 acres per hour, should take us 3.5 hours counting ends to do the next field. Then me and Willie are actually going to split up. He's going to go to a different field. I'm going to go to another field. Wow, that was really well explained. As always, guys, comment what you're up to. A lot of people have been asking about the cooking channel or the cooking videos. Currently it's like 85-90 degrees every day at noon, so me making hot food in my tractor is just not very appeasing. But I suppose you can comment if you want to see more videos like that, and if you do, comment what you want to see me make down below. Alright, boys and girls, we're about done with this pass here. Figured I'd come back and show you guys the work that I'm doing. So this pass right here, you guys can see all of this is nice and worked up and none of the corn is covered. But if there was little weeds, if I dig down an inch or so, if there was a little weed right here, I would have covered it up with dirt. And same thing as that blind tine weeder, we're trying to set the weeds back as much as we possibly can to let the corn pop through more, grow faster, and take all the good stuff away from the weeds so the weeds don't grow. Max or Sam, do you guys got a copy? Take it as they don't. So what I was going to ask them is, and I'm going to text them here or call them here, is ask them where they started planting on the next field, or where the guy that tine weeded that field started tine weeding. That way I can get in the correct turn tracks, and then I don't have to figure it out when I get there. I just already know when I get there. Easy stuff. Willie, I'm going to be folding up here and headed over to 101. where did you guys start tine weeding on that field? Just so I have an idea of where to go when I get there.
That's right by the irrigator.
10-4. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but you guys can see this pass I'm doing right now kind of sucks. So obviously I'm not gonna be able to get all the weeds, but I deepened it. I put it down more, so it worked up more ground, and I'm taking out quite a few of those weeds. Obviously I'm not getting every single one of them, but it's better than what I was doing. So I might do this pass again, honestly, to try to get some more of these weeds. That is the one thing with running a row crop cultivator, especially when the corn is in this stage. You do a lot of adjusting because one pass could be different than the next pass over. I mean, the next pass over, there's weeds, but there's not nearly as many as there is right here. I'm probably going to leave it at this depth or this setting just because it's working good for me right now, and I'm still maintaining that the speed that I want to. But just a lot of adjusting on these first passes of row crop cultivation. And honestly, a lot of adjusting on most first passes of weed control. Yep, 10-4 sounds good. Yeah, if you want to do that, that'd be great. I'll keep working west. Looks like Willie just pulled into this field. Yeah, this field overall is just pretty weedy, which I'm kind of surprised. I think we've tine weeded this blind and row tined, so not very good. Sometimes what we do when there's really weedy fields like this, and not all of our fields look like this, I promise, is we'll take a tine weeder, a row tine, and run it either right behind or right in front of the row crop cultivator just to work it up, you know, back to back. Seems to get it out pretty good, but we're cleaning this field up real good. The row right there, there's weeds right next to the row. You can see right there, and I'm covering them up. Or I'm trying my best, and so far my best has been pretty good, so hopefully we just keep doing our best. Quick thing here, if you've been watching the channel for a while, you know I like to golf. PGA Championship, second major of the year is this weekend. I'm not a betting man, but if I'm gonna put money on somebody, I think I'd put money on Brooks, Koepka, and maybe Rory McIlroy. I don't know, something about Koepka. I think he's gonna go on a heater here pretty soon on the majors. But and Rory, I just want Rory to win. Sleeper pick, but not so sleeper pick, Scotty Scheffler. Not giving betting advice, but if you're gonna bet on someone to win a golf tournament, Scotty Scheffler is a pretty good start. I also want to throw another name into the ring for the PGA, Tyson Words. Give me the West Bend product. Pretty sure he didn't qualify, but I'm still gonna throw $5 on him. So, shout out Tyson. All right, I had to run Willie a crescent wrench, and he said he's going about 3.5 to 4. So we're gonna try that. Yeah, no, especially on this south end, the corn's pretty spotty. This is a wet spot, so I slowed down quite a bit. But I think in the taller stuff I will be able to go about 3.5 to 4. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but the corn down here is kind of spotty. This ground, this field is like super sandy, so it moves around pretty easily. You don't have to be going very deep to move a lot of dirt. And in this taller stuff, I'm going 3.4, and I would say it's working good. I'm probably not going to push it too much faster because there is some spots where the corn just isn't quite as tall as the other spots, and I don't want to cover that up. So I'll sacrifice the 0.6 miles an hour to do that. But yeah, this looks really good. You can probably tell that pass over there, that all that green stuff. Same thing right here. It's just gone now. Some days I'm sure you guys think that English is my second language, and that would be fair. Put it in reverse, Terry. Things are going really good. I just want to adjust one row because I think it's going a little bit too deep. But I think this cultivator is pretty dialed in right now. It's just, you can see this row right here. There's quite a bit more moisture than even that row. I just want to shallow it up just maybe a crank or two. And by doing that, just want to put her down 2 cranks. We'll see what that does. Probably should have raised the cultivator up. Probably would have made that a little bit easier. Like this is what we're looking for here. Pick that weed up. You can see we're throwing dirt between the row. Like this weed, covered up, ripped out a little bit. We're not damaging the corn, we're not pushing it over. We're just covering all the weeds and throwing a little dirt in the row. We're also ripping out the compaction from the tractor in the middle of the track rows, which is also good. Everything is just good today. Well, the corn's going pretty fast. Going about 4.5 right now. Now I know I haven't done a video on that laser weeder yet, but the difference, I know I've talked about it maybe before, but the difference between even just 4 miles an hour and 4.5 miles an hour is actually a pretty big difference in a tractor. Or in this case, I was going 3.5, now I'm going 4.5. But as you guys can see, I'm getting close to 30 acres done per hour now. Now that I'm going about 4, this corn looks pretty good too. I mean, along that east side where I started out in this field, it was pretty weedy, but there's mostly just patches. Looking across this field towards the west end where Willie's at, and where I'm going right now, it's relatively clean. And I mean, looking out the front of the tractor, it appears that way as well. You look over to the east, definitely cleaned that up pretty good too. Made it to the next field. As you guys could probably tell from those previous videos, seems to be the auto path will work on this field, so that's really nice. But I think we'll cover that in tomorrow's video if it doesn't rain. I have a lot of trust in this auto path right now. I was probably a foot away from my pickup. Yeah, I've had my run-ins with tractors and pickups before, so maybe we'll tell that story next video. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. We'll catch you in the next one.